Heroes of Oregon Wine would not be complete if we didn't have the actual heroes involved, and we're so pleased to have Larry Stone, master sommelier, wine grower, and founder of Lingua Franca, join us. Hello, Mr. Stone. Thank you for your time today. You've had a storied career from your amazing restaurant involvement, places like Charlie Trotter's and many different restaurants. I know you are associated with some of the best restaurants in California, and have been a master somm for many years. But I got to know you more as you entered into the wine world on the trade side, working for some great brands in Napa Valley, and of course your involvement in Oregon, which I've learned now extends back to the 1980s.
Yeah,
Incredible.
actually, the 70s.
Into the 70s. And when you were five, that was incredible. We are here to talk about Lingua Franca, a brand that you helped develop. Can you tell us how you became a wine grower? What happened? What transpired to have Lingua Franca take shape?
Well, I had been involved in wineries for quite a while, but I made wine. I started making wine and being interested in wine when I was 7, and I made wine. I don't like to use the term winemaking for what we do. It's wine growing. We produce wine, we grow wine. But I did make wine because it was a chemistry project that I wanted to do for myself, and so I bought some juice, apple juice, and I doctored it up to taste like Riesling. So that was making wine. It was a chemistry project. I added acids, added tartaric and malic acid, and did a little ml and got the must adjusted to the right amount of sugar to create a 10%, 11% alcohol wine. But the first wines of Oregon from the 60s I got to taste in my teens.
Lingua Franca took place in what year?
So Lingua Franca, when I helped to create a company called Evening Land, and I recommended the vineyard sites for that company, and the one I really believed the most in was Seven Springs, and and the person who was organizing it, Mark Tarlov, he got a lease on it for a long time. But then finally I thought, well, maybe I'll go and help this Evening Land out. And when I came up to Oregon to look at how it was developing, I saw that it was great. And I was really excited about the wines coming out of there. But where we are, we can see the river. It's only like less than 3/4 of a mile away from
Mm.
our front door. So it means that there's a lot of wind narrowing in that little space. The Van Duzer Gap, which is a break in the coastal mountain range, is directly to the west of us. So we get very intense winds in our part of the world coming over the mountains, over the hill, I should say. It's not really a huge mountain. It peaks at a little over 1,000 feet. Uh, and the east side is all this beautiful volcanic soil that holds water in all summer long from the winter rains.
And your Lingua Franca brand itself now is continuing to evolve. I mean, you stand on the shoulders of past winemakers in Oregon who really kind of helped discover um, the opportunities of Oregon, and now you bring in experts, Dominique Lafond, yourself. You've captured this amazing site, and you're making some spectacular wine at your facility. When we talk about the wine that we're tasting today, it's called Avni, which is means stone, right? It's
Yes, it's a family name, and it's a part of the family that are peacemakers and love to bridge gaps between people who have been, fighting for a while, and so we appreciate what they do. Our whole family believes in peace and in trying to live with all peoples on earth. It's nice to name it in their honor. It's our Willamette Valley blend, so it's our biggest amount of wine we produce, but it also is based on our own estate fruit. So the Avni Pinot Noir 21 is probably about 80% estate grown. It's all from the estate mainly. But in future, it'll probably have less of a contribution. It won't, that's a pretty high contribution still of our own fruit. It was always meant to be an expansion growth part of our portfolio because our own vineyards are limited. I mean, we can grow about 12,000 to 15,000 cases of fruit on our, cases of fruit on our property,
Mm.
but not all of it will be, estate quality, high end, and the lower parts of it, which do have jory soil, we put into the Avni. So the Avni is a little fruitier in texture. It's a little softer. It has a lot of ripe red round fruits in the mid palate and a smooth finish. The idea is to make a wine from those higher yield parts of the vineyard that have great tasting fruit to make it into a wine that's charming at a younger age.
94 points, Jeb Dunnick. Nice score. And we're going to taste that wine right now with our group. Anything more that we need to know about the winemaking process? Um, is there any stem inclusion, type of use of wood, time in wood, things like that?
Yeah. All those are less important than the place they're grown in. That really is what we want. We use something like between 75 and 80% old oak, neutral oak for any of our aging, whether it's white or red. And we use light toast so we don't taste the oak in the wine. We don't want to taste the oak. The oak is there to help improve the flavor profile, let things come together better, but it's not there to impress a separate flavor upon the wine. Hopefully it won't at all, but there will probably be some spicy quality coming from it. But our vineyard sites themselves have an inherent spiciness to them. So, I think the main thing is that we grow wine and we take so much care in growing it and we have an exceptional site and we've chosen other great sites in Oregon to source for Avni. I mean, one of them is as good as my own vineyard. So I was really amazed when it came on the market.
Beautiful facility. And you're open for tastings and people can visit.
Yes, in fact, on June 1st, we're actually going to open up a separate hospitality center. It's just a small little place outside the winery. All these other places you're looking at to taste are inside the winery. This is actually on the right side is a banquet. We had a wine dinner last year with Stuart and Brioza from the State Bird and the Progress. He came up.
Well, we're going to taste this beautiful 2021 Lingua Franca Avni with our audience now. Larry, we thank you very much for giving us the time this morning. I've learned so much about your brand and really appreciate you. And we carry both the Avni and the estate wine in the store. And we would look forward to staying in touch. And hopefully I get to see you up in Oregon soon.
Yes, please. I hope you come up and visit.